But let's just see how it gets down. Got some twisties coming up. Good traction right there. All the way through to 6,500 RPM. Yeah, it really does get down the road well. Yeah, it moves. Oh, it moves. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. It moves. So what's going on, gas gang? Today we are up in my Seat Leon Cupra 290 and today is going to be the first drive. I'm going to give you guys my feedback on the car and we're just going to have some fun and a chat about the motor. So stay tuned for this one. It's going to be sick. Let's get it. So yes guys, as the intro said, today is the first drive, my first impressions, and in fact the first proper video on my Seat Leon Cupra 290. Now before we get into this, I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Hope everyone had a great, blessed, relaxed time. I know it's been a crazy year, so hopefully everyone was just chilled and, you know, just enjoyed it, if that makes sense. And also guys, before we do start, I just want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of today's video, YFood, for continuing to reach out and support the channel by sponsoring today's video. And guys, if you don't already know about Y Foods, it's basically a full meal replacement in a shake form. It's ultra healthy, ultra tasty, unlike some, and also very high in fiber, and it's lactose and gluten free. 26 vitamins and minerals in this bad boy, and in fact I've got mine right here because guys, I always try to keep this with me now. If I'm not on the go, I'm editing, and you know it can be hard to find nice healthy food out on the road, so you find yourself picking up things to make you feel full but that are not always the best for you. This is where YFood comes in, guys. Proper quick and easy to use. If you've got an on-the-go lifestyle like mine, you literally just take a few scoops of that bad boy, whack it in here, add some water, shake it up, and that is your meal replacement. Breakfast, dinner, lunch, there's no right time for YFood. As I say, it's healthy, nutritious, and keeps you full. And guys, if I could personally suggest a good place to start with YFood, it would be their taster pack to get a good feel for all their products. On your first purchase, you get a free YFood shaker. So guys, check the links below and head over to YFood right now. And if you use the code GAS10, you'll save 10% when you purchase. Yum. Anyway guys, back to the car, and yes, we are up in my Seat Leon Cupra 290, and a lot of you weren't expecting that, but you know what's really weird, and it happens quite a bit? I'm thinking no one's gonna guess what car I've got, and then right at the end, like literally everyone is guessing it, and I haven't told no one. I did say this could be a natural progression from the Ford Fiesta ST, which I mean some people agreed with, some people didn't. I think a lot of you were thinking it was going to be an RS car of some sort, like a Focus RS. I do love them, but guys, we're talking big money for RS, for a clean one anyway. You're talking like 20, 25 grand maybe, and I think that is one of the great things about this car. It's an affordable car. Like I say, I paid 11 grand for this car. I heard comments talking about, yeah, it's a poor man's Golf and this and that, the other. Not really, fair enough. I would say, like, you know, the interior, you know, some of the materials used perhaps aren't as nice as the ones used in a Golf R, and perhaps, well, definitely not as nice as the ones used in an S3, but you pay for what you get. Really, if you're buying a Seat Leon Cupra 290, and especially in manual, you're buying it for the driving experience, but it's all relative to price paid. And as I say, 11 grand. Now guys, you got to think about it. I could have bought a Golf GTI Mark 7, which is a front wheel drive car with the same engine, but a lesser powered car. You've basically got a front wheel drive Golf R right here. And with the Cupra, as a basic package, you're getting a lot more for your money than a Golf GTI. Yeah, it's a Golf, yeah, it's a VW, but to me, it don't really matter. I've been there, I've done that, and I want a new adventure. Plus, I've said it before, I've driven these, and I know what they're about. This is not an uninformed buy. So guys, let's quickly talk about some facts and figures. For those who don't know, this is a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It makes 286 brake horsepower in its variant, which I think is 290 PS, hence the name. And that is obviously driven through the front wheels through a 6-speed manual gearbox. Obviously, you can get these in a DSG gearbox, 6 and 7-speed in a later variant. But you know, I'm a driver, so I like to have the stick there. Plus, I've got the RS5 too, which is auto, which you guys have been screaming out. Some of you don't even think I own it anymore, like, but I do own it. There's just been like a massive backlog trying to get parts and all that, but I'm gonna make an update video on that soon. But anyway, we won't get into that. But anyway, it's driven to the front wheels with a 6-speed manual gearbox, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So guys, I think that's enough talking. As usual, I think it's best to get on the road and let me give you my feedback and my first impressions on the car. So let's do it. So we are rolling up in the Seat Leon Cupra. And yeah, do you know what? It's nice. As I said, I've been driving this for a while. It's nice. It's got creature comforts. Guys, it's got Apple CarPlay. Jeez. Oh man, it's the little things though. It's the little things like that are nice for a daily. And you got to remember, guys, the purpose of this car is a daily. I'm gonna send it to the moon, but it is a daily. Like ultimately, it's meant to be the daily. And the miles that I have done in it so far, they've been really chilled, if I'm honest. I haven't really been pushing this car really hard. And like, you know, you hop in some cars, some hot hatches, and just generally some cars that are like souped up or whatever, and they're edging to go. They just want to go. They want to be driven fast. But this car, I don't get the sense of that in stock form. It almost wants to be driven slow, or doesn't mind being driven slow, if that makes sense. There's nothing to suggest when you're driving it like this now that it's got the power that it has. 286 brake, 290 brake or whatever. It's very sedate, but that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I've got to say also, until I bought this car, I've never driven a manual version of the Cupra. I actually used to own an S3 8V manual. Not a lot of you guys know that, but it was before I had the channel. And it's the first time I've driven a stock kind of powered Cupra. So it was real interesting to see. But what we do right now, I'm just driving it in comfort. I'm gonna switch it into Cupra. And you know what, also I'm gonna talk about noise, because I know when you heard that revving, it sounded a little bit dead. It's got a soft limiter on it to 4,000 RPM, and there's not a lot of noise. And it's weird when you put it into Cupra. Like, I'm sure the noise I'm hearing is coming from like a sound actuator. I'm pretty sure it's a sound actuator, so it's not the real car's exhaust sound, if that makes sense. But anyway, what we're gonna do, and I know what you guys tuned in for, is to see this move and see it get down. So anyway, we're in Cupra mode. Everything basically sets to Cupra, which is the full fat sport mode. Second gear, traction control to sport. Let's get it. And we're pulling all the way to 6,500 RPM, traction control flashing, I'm watching it. And it comes alive. It does actually come alive, as you see when you put your foot down straight away, and it's actually another nagging point. I've got a few nagging points with this one. When you put your foot down in the lower gears, and obviously the road is wet, you get a lot of wheel spin, but in the form of wheel hop, or it hops. It don't feel nice, like, you know what I mean? But it does get down. Once you put your foot down, it does get down. It really does come to life. So in fact, we drop it back down to second. No spin there. And it just manages it. It actually does get down on the smaller roads. Always feels quicker. It gets down. And then again, the brakes suit the power. As I say, the roads are a little bit slippery today, but let's just see how it gets down. Got some twisties coming up. Good traction right there, all the way through to 6,500 RPM. Yeah, it really does get down the road well, especially on these smaller roads. It comes to life, and it feels nice. Yeah, it pulls, and again, it doesn't feel like I'm hassling it doing this. Like, you know what I mean? It feels really nice. No understeer. Bit of wheel spin coming off the corner there. Yeah, it just pulls. And I think what actually helps is this apparently has got like a limited slip diff in it, but it works, it's an electrical kind of one. So it's not a mechanical limited slip diff. And I think that helps apply the power. Even though we are getting a little bit of wheel hop, we do stay in a straight line. There's not a lot of torque steer and a lot of fight, but we do move at a good pace. I definitely don't feel it hugging too hard when I'm going around corners. And that's me being used to quite aggressive limited slip diff, mechanical limited slip diffs. But as a package, like, you know, in a standard package, I can't complain. So guys, future plans, what you guys want to know what I'm about to do to this. I keep talking about sending it to the moon, sending it to the stars. Everyone's like, what's Jamie going to do? I even saw some comments, and I try not to pay them too much mind, that yeah, he's done this before, it's just a Golf R, he's just going to put another L500 turbo on it, and it's going to be 500 brake horsepower and done. But guys, no. I'm not going to give away everything that I'm going to do to this, but just believe this. This is what I'm going to tell you right now. I've already got another engine for this car. And I've already got forged internals for this car. And on top of that, I'm not gonna say too much, but we've got a nice spicy turbo going on this. But guys, as I say, you're gonna have to follow this build to see where we go with it. Like, you know what I mean? But all I'm saying is, we are not messing around. I know it's meant to be a daily, but it's going to be the fastest daily about. And that's all I'm saying. But right now, as I say, it's a blank slate, and I might have kind of, you know, I might be umming and ahhing. I mean, this is a blank slate right now, but it's a great blank slate to start off. All right, second gear. All right, through to 6,500 RPM. Sounds quite fruity actually, and it actually moves quite quick, but I'm not sure what I'm hearing. I can't work it out, and it's a little bit annoying. I don't know if it's fake sound or real sound. I've never heard this thing from the outside. Back into third. A little bit of a pull coming down here. Yeah, it moves. Oh, it moves, I'm not gonna lie. It moves. Only 290 brake, a front wheel drive, not a lot of drivetrain loss. It's moving, guys, it's moving. And the reason I'm kind of surprised at myself right now. This is why I'm thinking out loud, because other times where I've been driving this car, I've been driving it thinking, is it quick? Is it not quick? But right now, how I'm driving it, and it's feeling, maybe it's the roads, maybe it's the conditions, but it's feeling quick. It's feeling quick. Yeah, it's on it. A very progressive power pull. There's no turbo spikes or anything like that. Obviously, it's stock mapping, but Yeah, it moves. I feel you got to stay on it. You got to stay on power, but it moves. All right, so let's do a little first gear pull, see how it gets down. Roads are slightly wet, probably gonna get wheel hop. Oh, nasty wheel hop. Traction cutting in. Traction still fighting. And back on it now. Now it's flying. It really does get down. It does get down once you get over the initial wheel hop, and then traction control cutting in the lower gears, first and second. Once it's on power, it does pull. I feel like you got to rev it out. You know, it only revs to about 6,500 RPM at the moment. I'm pretty sure you can raise the red line of these. But when it's on power, when you got in the sweet spot, it does move. And what also, this is another thing I have detected, not on this drive, but I have previously when I've been driving it, detected little bits of clutch slip when you give it hell between the gears. And that's another thing, guys. These clutches, like, it's widely known, they are not up to the job. Like, literally from standard, people report clutch slip. Now, this has done 65,000 miles, so the clutch has obviously got some wear in it. But believe me, if you're buying a manual Cupra or S3 or Golf R, anything on the MQB chassis or platform with this engine, you better believe, if you're looking to tune it, when you stage one this, have some money ready for a clutch, because they will slip like hell, believe me. Alright guys, so that is a wrap. I hope you've enjoyed my initial feedback and thoughts on the car, first drive. Do you know what? It's, as I say, I've said it before, but it's a blank slate. It's a sick blank slate to work off. And it's a quick car in stock form. I just feel like there's obviously quite a few things we need to address with the car to get it to a decent standard. And I think, I'm not sure if we're going to stage one this or we're going to go straight to stage two. Either way, we're going to have to replace the clutch, so that'll be coming soon. It will be good to get this on a dyno also to see what a stock one of these really makes, especially with 60,000 miles, 65,000 miles. Could it have lost some horsepower? Maybe, who knows? But it don't feel like it. It feels like it's on the ball. So yeah, guys, as I say, big things lined up for this car. It's gonna be mad. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and if you do want to kind of follow the journey, guys, if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Also, like it and share it, send it around, get the word out, and yeah, guys, have a blessed day, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.